So I'm going to start out with a quick landscape. We want a horizon line, something kind of straight across at the bottom third of it or so. It could be up here, but then we would need to force the perspective. And then we need something back behind for the back horizon. So this is the foreground, and then this would all be the background, the sky and the hills behind it. And so then we're going to need a few things that break up the space, and I'm going to put some large trees back here. Now I've drawn enough landscapes to make up my own, and I live at a kind of a rural area with a big backyard, so I see trees every morning. I love trees, and so I'm drawing them, putting in some information so that I can add more to it when I paint. And I hope you have some paints, because this will be fun to do. Putting in more lines here. If I wanted to have more, I would need to draw them dark right in front and bigger. So we're talking about scale and size when we draw too. Put all this information in so that you can choose to decorate it in a certain way. This is going to be a fall landscape. So let me show you the colors we're going to use. We're going to use maybe red, orange, yellow, some green, and brown. Maybe some very light blue in the sky. And we'll start with that first. So wash out your brush, grab a little bit of blue, put it up in the sky. And it's kind of grayish blue I've got mixed right now. I didn't change my water out, but see, I'm going side to side with this. Get a little more blue, put it in. It's okay if it's a little different. That'll work just fine. Go side to side. And it's okay to get a little here, because we're going to go over that with brown. Put more blue in. I'm just putting more in up at the top so I don't miss anything. And that's okay for my sky for right now. Maybe a little more blue color over here. That's good. Now I'm going to move down. And because it's close to me, I'm going to want a little bit of brown down here. There's not a lot of green grass, a little bit. I can add some. And I'm going really light with this because I don't want it to be too vivid, too strong. I want it to look like fall. Now I'm using normal paper today. This is not watercolor paper, so it's very thin. It will wrinkle up. That's okay though. I'm keeping it straight. I'm holding it with my hand. I need to start introducing some of this great orange. And it's going to be up here in the tops of the trees. I can do this in parts, like I can wait to let parts dry, and that'll be cool. So I'm going to do it in layers. I'm going to add some yellow to this because I know that leaves are changing to all these colors right now. It is autumn, el otoño. So I want this to have all these colors. Maybe a little bit of red. Picking some up, putting in. Not too much though. Now this back part, I want it to blend back. It's not going to be too bright, but I'm going to sketch that in quickly. Putting this yellow in. I don't want it too bright, so I'm muting it down with my water. I would like your landscape to be something that you find so that we can look at what you did. Not just what I did, but something that you find that's kind of cool for you, because you'll see something out your backyard that's different than I do. And I would like to see all of that. Now, this might bleed together a little bit, but if it does, I can show you what to do. So I'm working wet on wet today. I'm drawing into it with my brush. I'll come back over this with dark parts in a little bit, but this I want to blend some blue So it turns it grayish black, and I want it darker. I want it to come over in front of this other. So I'm following those pencil lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can go off of what you did and change your mind, and that's fine. Looking for my branches. There's my tree trunk. Almost got it. I need to remember which side the sun was coming on was this side. So this side will be a little brighter. This side a little darker. I'll hide that back in. Do you see how my blue makes that brown turn kind of grayish? I want to add more water to this to blend that, because I didn't want it to look like a blue line on the side. I want that color blended. Now when this dries, I can do some fun stuff. I can go back in with my vivid fall colors and move it around. You know, those leaves gather at the bases of the trees because they blow there by the wind. But I can't have the same bright colors here as I do back here. It needs to be muted, it needs to be bleached out a little bit like that. Do you see how I'm doing that? All right, so then up in my trees, I can go ahead and add some greens, just some. Add some yellows, yellow greens. We're mixing colors that we were working on with the color wheel and all that fun stuff. So just have fun blending colors in your autumn landscape. I hope you enjoy doing this. I'm close to finishing this, but it looks pretty good to start. I hope you enjoy it. Send me your autumn landscape. Use either orange, red. I didn't use much red. I like to use orange and yellow in an autumn landscape. Brown, a little bit of green. I use blue with brown to make it darker. I don't use black. But send me your landscape. Let's see what you did. Hopefully you have watercolors. If not, you could use marker and a brush and blend it out. If you only have a pencil, draw me a good landscape. And remember, dark, medium, light when you draw, so I can see differences. And this has a little bit of perspective with this big tree and then the smaller trees back behind. So I have up front, in the medium, and then way behind, and then way back behind that. Please send me your work. I can't wait to see it. Thank you.